Hello guys, welcome back. It's yours truly, your boy, the horse, the Kha'Zix guy. Alright, let's stop. So lately I've been thinking I want to take climbing more seriously, and I've been wanting to try and just, reach the higher ranks because it really has been a while since I've been there, and I would really like to try and, get up there. So in this game, I'm revisiting Phase Rush Kha'Zix, and this is most likely going to be my go-to rune for climbing this season, unless something changes and I decide otherwise. I've decided on a build that I'm going to run with this, and it's basically just the standard Kha'Zix build, but without further ado, let's get into the game. Today we are taking a look at Phase Rush once again. This is a setup that I'm probably going to be running a lot more just because it's so consistent and reliable. And I do want to try and get Master Tier in this season, or hopefully Challenger, but that's later down the road. First we focus on Master Tier, and I'm hoping Phase Rush can kind of get me there because of its consistency. So I am opening up with a full clear, well at least I'm trying to, but something really unfortunate happens in this scenario. I don't know if you can see, but on the minimap, the Renekton's health is quite low, and he traded really badly with the Jace. So now this enables the Rek'Sai to kind of just walk into his lane and pretty much just kill him for free. And so now I'm stuck with a Rek'Sai in my jungle, not really knowing what to do. I'm just finishing my red here, so I'm going to just try and fight the Rek'Sai here. I'm going to jump over the wall. I'm doing some pretty good damage, but unfortunately she does smite the Krogs, and I completely forget about smiting whatsoever. She flashes over, gets away with my Krogs, and I decide not to chase her because she's... unfortunately, there's no vision for me to work with, so I don't want to just kind of flash over and just not achieve anything. Plus, the mid lane was missing, so I had to keep that in mind too. But all is not lost. I'm actually going to go down into my bot side yet again. We can see my bot lane actually has good priority, so I should be able to take this crab pretty easily. But my bot lane actually has another thing in mind, rather than just taking the crab. Of course, Thresh flays the crab, that's really nice for me, but we're actually going to just hold off on taking that really quickly, and then we're actually gonna fucking 4-man gank this Anivia. You hate to see it, man. Rek'Sai actually is looking for a counter gank here, but it's not gonna be enough. I'm actually gonna pick up the kill on him, and we're gonna just cook the egg very nice and slow, and the Katarina's gonna pick up a kill as well. So that was a really good play by my bot lane, being able to roam up like that. I'm not really sure if we would have won that fight if my bot lane didn't come, so it was actually really good of them to do that. And with that, I'm able to take my Scuttle Crab very easily, and we're just gonna recall here. So I do pick up my Serrated Dirk, and I just start heading down into my bot side yet again, where I'm just gonna attempt to clear my camps once more because there's a bit of downtime and there's not really much I can do on the map. On top of that, I want to try and prioritize getting level 6, that's when I can get my R evolve and just kind of go crazy with ganking lanes, hopefully, but we'll see. Whilst I'm clearing up top, I actually noticed that the Jace is going hard on the Renekton, and so I try and walk up to see if I can do anything, but it's not going to happen. We do notice that the Rek'Sai is also taking the dragon, so we can expect her to be near the bot side of the map. In the meantime, Katarina's actually going nuts on the Leona, who actually tried to gank her, and she picks up a double kill for herself. Really well played. That's Incursio for you. Great player on the Oceania server, for those of you that know him. He's an absolute insane Katarina. So with me finishing up my Krugs here, again, there's like not really much I can do. I can't kill the Jace in isolation, so I'm just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm waiting to see if my Renekton can come and do anything. I think I maybe go here a little too early, but I do try and walk up to him. I do manage to get my Phase Rush proc. He knocks me back, but I jump, but he does have flash, and so he's going to get out pretty easily without the Renekton actually doing anything. I think I did go a little too early there, but that's my bad. And here I actually just take the lane experience from the Renekton, and I just hit level 6 really quickly, and in turn I'm just going to go into my, well, the topside river and just take the crab in the meantime. Looking for a gank here, I actually find the Anivia. Can't really kill her because I don't have the damage for it, and I evolved Q. But then I just face check the Rek'Sai. I end up ulting just a little too late, and then she ends up killing me with her ultimate. So yeah, that was very unfortunate. Heading back down into my jungle after I respawn, I just decide to clear my camps while I wait for my R evolve to come up. Hit a new Eternal Spike Health thing. I don't know what that's about. I really regret buying those because I never play on this account anyway. But it is what it is. There's not really much else I can do here once my R evolve is down. at the moment I'm just really weak because I don't have an item yet, and you know, I just gotta wait for R evolve. Generally, that's kind of what I do when I play with Phase Rush. I just kind of during the downtime when my ulti is down, I try and just take my camps, and then once it's up, I try and make something happen. But unfortunately there, I just was not paying attention, and my death was because I just did not respect where the Rek'Sai was. I actually noticed that they invade my jungle here, so my red's gone, my raptors are also griefed, and I'm just going to check the herald pretty soon, but I noticed my raptors are here. Unfortunate, basically that's really bad for me, because now I am pretty much revealed the map entirely, and I just decided to switch sides and try and look for something in the bot lane because of that. And there's really not much I can do. I choose to leave the herald as well, just because I don't feel like I have priority, and so I'm going to try and look for like a gank mid lane or just any counter possible. But yeah, this is an unfortunate scenario, man, because there's absolutely nothing around, and so I'm just kind of waiting here, sitting like a duck. But that's when the Katarina actually pings down to gank the bot lane. So this is a pretty good decision. We know the Rek'Sai is mid lane, as you can see. Good hook onto the Leona is going to start off the fight. We're going to get a bit of a burst down onto her. I'm just going to walk straight up and be the bait. I'm not really going to get enough time to leap out, so I'm just going to flash out instantly. And with that, my team manages to follow up, and we pick up 2 kills onto the enemy bot lane. So that was really nice. I just don't really think I had any other choice, so it was really good that the Katarina actually managed to roam down with me and use her priority to kind of, you know, just snowball the bot lane into a lead. So that was really important. I'm going to pick up my Corvus Warhammer here, and I'm also going to pick up boots as well, because I pretty much know that the next time I recall, I'm going to probably get my Duskblade anyway. And, you know, I just felt like I kind of needed the boots to maybe move around on the map and be more useful. So, yeah. Now, knowing my red is gone, I'm not going to go into the top side of the map at all. I'm kind of just going to ignore it, because I know my top lane is losing as well. So it's not really the greatest gank lane whatsoever. And so I pinged the Thresh to come and help me here with a mid lane gank, but it's perfectly fine. I can actually deal with this myself. I know she has no egg, but I just chase her to make sure I secure that kill. And I do use my R evolve in the process, which means I'm going to be weak for the dragon fight. That's a bit unfortunate, but I did get a pick in the process, and that's pretty huge for me. Thresh is going to overextend a little bit here. He's going to get chain CC'd and just get completely obliterated, and I make a huge mistake and get flashed on by the Rek'Sai and just instantly die for absolutely no reason. Fight's not over yet though, because the Katarina wants to actually go in. The Kai'Sa is going to burst down the Xayah. Kat is going to pick up 1,050 resets, and she's just going to mop the floor with the enemy team. So that was insanely good, and they're also going to pick up the dragon after that. So, you know, remember when I said that I would get Duskblade when the next time I recalled? Yeah, that didn't exactly work out because I died too early. So, yeah, just a huge mistake by me. And I definitely think if I was there in that fight, I definitely could have potentially done a lot more and maybe worked towards my Duskblade. But now I just have to return to my jungle, take my camps, and just kind of, you know, progress towards that Duskblade power spike. Katarina actually picks up a kill onto the Anivia, which is really nice, but we see the Rek'Sai in the bot lane who's actually gotten a kill onto the Thresh simultaneously. So I actually decided to just go straight up into the Herald and try and take it before the Rek'Sai can actually get up here. But the Rek'Sai does look like he wants to go on to the Katarina here. The Jace spots me out doing the Herald, and now we're in a very awkward scenario where, like, I can't really jump on these enemies, but I also want to take the Herald here, and Katarina is playing very dancey fancy pantsy, and is kind of just dancing around. Renekton's going to come and help me with the Herald, but unfortunately the Katarina gets jumped on by the Rek'Sai, and then we have to stop the Herald. The Herald resets, but the Rek'Sai going to kill the Katarina. I'm going to jump on the Rek'Sai. I'm actually going to pick her up. That's very nice for me. I'm going to Void Assault to make sure I don't get knocked back by the Jace, but the Anivia is going to come along. I'm still going to try and one-shot the Jace, but it's not going to be enough. There's no isolation for me to work with, and the Anivia ends up picking up a double kill, so that's pretty bad for us. I did pick up a kill on the Rek'Sai, which is okay for me, but still, me dying like this is just not really worth it. And on top of that, the enemy picks up the Rift Herald as well, so that's not the most fantastic outcome, I'd say. After that fight, I do return to my jungle and just start taking my camps yet again. I decided to skip Krugs because I'm a lazy bitch and I just cannot be bothered taking that camp. But I really should have done that, and so I do correct my ways and just return top, take this Krugs camp. But unfortunately we see the Rek'Sai in the bot lane. You can see that she is level 10 right now, and this is the aftermath of the jungle nerfs. When you're behind the enemy jungler and the enemy jungler is ahead, you tend to be 2 levels behind now in the meta, and it's really bad for Kha'Zix. So you really want to make sure you don't make any mistakes whatsoever when you're playing Kha'Zix in the current meta right now, or just any jungler in general. If you make mistakes, it's super punishing, and if the enemy jungler gets ahead, it's really snowbally and it's hard to come back. So the good thing is that we do have our Duskblade, and so we can see the Katarina is actually trying to go for a cheeky kill onto the Rek'Sai, but he does unburrow, and Katarina is going to be able to get out pretty safely. So I'm just going to stop wasting time and return to my camps and take those. In the meantime, the Thresh is actually going to get a nice hook onto the Rek'Sai, and they're going to try and kill the Rek'Sai. Kais is going to pick her up very nice. Sorry, I know I've been saying him for Rek'Sai sometimes. It's just because like my mind is thinking too fast. I apologize. But in the meantime, I'm wasting no time whatsoever, and I'm just going to continue to take my camps while I can, because I desperately need to, even though they don't give as much golden experience anymore. You can see how little experience they get. It's really sad, to be honest. Katarina is also going for another kill on the Anivia, but she Zhonya's and managed to get away. Here, I'm actually just going to straight up wait. There's nothing really for me to do, obviously, because I just cleared my whole jungle, and in this scenario, I'm just going to try and set up for the dragon here. With the dragon in mind, I did decide to kind of just recall really quickly before it spawned and pick up another serrated Dirk so that I could actually deal more damage to the enemies, but considering how behind I am in levels, or it's going to be not too behind, but it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to actually contribute in this fight, especially since my team is not really here to kind of support me in this. We also see the Rek'Sai trying to go onto the Katarina here, and she is actually going to succeed and just completely obliterate the Katarina with no contest. That's kind of the strength of Prowler's Claw Rek'Sai. We see the Jace going on the Renekton here as well. Bot lane is over here. I have to jump out instantly, and now it's not really looking too good. We're probably going to have to just give away the dragon here. My bot lane does pick up the bot lane tower, which is really nice, but yeah, we are just going to have to give that up. The enemy Jace is much stronger than our Renekton right now, and also we lost our Katarina, who is the most fed on the team, and so we have to just kind of give that up without any contest at all. So a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and so I have no choice but to return to my jungle and take my camps yet again. I find myself in the bottom of the map where the Herald was actually dropped, but fortunately for us, it didn't actually do anything. But now I'm just here shadowing the Katarina and making sure nothing happens to her while she's split pushing the lane and making sure she pushes it out. She just narrowly avoided the Anivia wall. I'm gonna W the Rek'Sai and remove her Edge of Night, and that's going to be it. It's going to be a very slow game from this point. The Thresh is going to look for a hook here, but he's going to miss. And I'm just going to jump over the wall here to kind of just play with my team. We are all down here and nothing is happening. It's pretty bad for me because I'm behind already, and I really need like a kill or something to kind of get me back into the game. But I do get spotted out here. I'm trying to go for the Raptors here, but they're actually going to poke me down really hard with the Jace Q. They're actually going to engage on the Thresh here, and they're going to pick him off really easily. This gets even worse because we can't retaliate whatsoever. If I go in by myself there, I kind of just get CC'd and die. And so we're put in a very awkward scenario where we're trying to do something, but we just can't make anything happen. And so once again, I have to just return to my jungle and do the old farming, the farming path yet again. Very unfortunate so far, but hopefully this game picks up in the next few minutes. I am going to manage to hit level 11 off of my mini Krugs here, and I'm actually going to evolve my W here. Really needed to do this because I'm not going to be able to assassinate basically whatsoever until later on into the game, so I really needed this W so I could help peel for the Kai'Sa and the important members of our team. I'm going to pick up my plated steel caps here, and I'm also thinking about going into an Edge of Night here, so I'm going to start building the components for that. That'll just kind of help me survive you know, a little bit easier into the game. And so now I'm just focused on playing utility. Hopefully I can use my evolved W to try and kind of just help my team out a little bit and make something happen. We see the Rek'Sai actually getting collapsed on by the Katarina and the Thresh. She is going to go down, I apologize. And with that, the enemy team is actually going to 3-man mid lane. This leaves Kai'Sa no choice but to give up the tower, and me being there doesn't really help out either. Maybe my W evolve would have helped there, but who knows. And it looks like the enemy team is actually going to the Baron, but that's not going to be the case because the Rek'Sai is obviously dead, so there's no way they want to go for that. And so I actually pinged down into the bot lane. Hey, maybe we can actually just dive this Jace or something. But it's not really going to come into fruition. And we do see the Katarina actually trying to go for a kill on the Jace by herself. It's not going to happen. I try and E W flash over the wall, but it just narrowly misses. We miss W's even when we evolve it, man. It's actually sad. But I'm going to hit a slow on him here and just execute him for a shutdown. So that was nice for me. Pick up a level 12. And with the dragon coming up, that's actually pretty decent. Although the Rek'Sai is still really strong, so we need to be careful. I'm not sure if we end up contesting this, but with me having my R evolve down, it's really rough trying to do anything here. Thresh is going to try and land a hook, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to jump on the Anivia here and deal a decent chunk of damage for her, but the Renekton's going to go down pretty quickly. And now we're left without a Renekton, and that's a bit unfortunate. They are looking to try and start the dragon here. This is going to be a very difficult fight if we choose to do this. Thresh is going to try and flay the Rek'Sai back. I'm going to W the Anivia here. Maybe I could have actually gone on that, but I didn't want to get CC'd and just die. I have to be alive to try and take the dragon. And in combination with the Kai'Sa passive, we're actually going to burst down the dragon without our smite, so that's really nice. I'm going to pick up the Rek'Sai, get a Duskblade reset, W slow onto the Anivia, jump straight on the Xayah here, hit the backline, and then Katarina's going to spit on a whole team, and we just wipe them. So that was a really good fight. I think it was well played by everyone there, and it's just very fortunate that we actually came out on top in that scenario because, yeah, now we actually get to do the Baron. We actually straight up go for the Baron here. So this is something that many people don't do, especially in the lower elos, and that's just straight up taking the Baron when you have the chance. This is huge for us. It's basically the turning point in the game. Remember there was that time, like a few minutes earlier, where we were just completely useless. Like we couldn't do anything. Now that we've hit Evolve W, we can actually team fight pretty nicely, and with our fed teammates, we're able to secure this Baron very easily. So that was a fantastic fight for us. Pick up a dragon, pick up a Baron, and also pick up my second item. I actually decided to scrap the Edge of Night after that fight, and I'm just going to straight up go into a Yumis Ghostblade. This is so I can basically just get around the map faster, and also it provides more raw assassination power with the extra lethality compared to Edge of Night. So I'm going to be able to kill the Xayah and Anivia pretty easily. The Jace and the Rek'Sai is still a little bit tricky to kill, but later on it should be okay for me. With a little bit of downtime, I'm just going to return, take my camps, but now it's time to kind of group with our team and try and make this Baron worth something. Unfortunately, the Rek'Sai is actually going to find a pick on the cat, so that's pretty bad. The Jace is going to get a shutdown on the cat, and now we're just kind of left with a very awkward scenario. We're actually going to find a fight here. I don't really know why we're fighting. I make sure to W slow the entire team. But it's going to be really strange. The Kai'Sa is going to go in really deep, but this is a scenario where I'm really bad in. I pick up a Duskblade reset on the Leona. I'm going to phase rush around the Jace, but he's actually going to juke me with the Fog of War in the bush, and I'm just going to have to W and R evolve out. They're going to continue to try and chase me, but it's not going to be enough, and I'm going to just kind of W the Rek'Sai and try and walk out slowly but surely, and I will be able to get away, but unfortunately that leaves the enemy team able to kind of just push into the mid lane and take our second mid lane tower. We see the Renekton here almost. Oh no, he does manage to secure the wave. Okay, that's fine. They don't quite manage to get our tower, but again, we're not really using the Baron here, so it's a bit rough. But yeah, still we gotta just kind of respect the enemy team and make sure we're kind of not throwing that hard. I think the Katarina made a bit of a mistake there, but it's all good. So long as we still have the Baron, maybe we can do something with it. So I decided to try and just go up top side, shove in this wave. This is pretty big for me because it's, you know, it's experience, and I desperately need all that I can get in this meta. My team is trying to push the mid lane tower in the process, but they're not going to quite be able to get that. Fortunately for me, no one is here to guard the topside tower, so I'm able to take that away really nicely without any contest. And I'm also going to pick up like another wave, and as a cannon wave, that's really huge. And so at least we got something out of the Baron. Well, at least I did anyway. I got a pretty decent chunk of golden experience out of that Baron, so that was very nice. Gonna recall, and I'm actually just gonna start going into my Cerulda's Grudge next. So we've got the Ocean Drake coming up soon, and it's pretty important that we actually get this. So we've got the whole team down here trying to secure this Ocean Drake once it comes up. Katarina's actually going to go pretty deep here and manage to proc the Anivia passive. I'm going to try and W the Xayah, but she's going to Gale Force in, and we do manage to pick up the Anivia, and we're just both going to try and jump out. I'm going to try W slow. And this is a mistake by the cat. I think she gets ulted, and we're just gonna get hard engaged on here, and we definitely should have just kind of left. That was a bit disrespectful by both of us. We kind of stayed way too long. I'm gonna get engaged on by the Leona, and Rek'Sai ulted, and we're just gonna both go down. My whole team is basically gonna go down. That was pretty unfortunate, and it was looking pretty bad at this point. With such long death timers, we're actually... I was really scared that the enemy team was going to end the game here, but the Renekton is still alive, and we are going to see him able to kind of just hold the line and clear the wave. So yeah, thank goodness for that. Obviously it does mean we lose this next dragon, but it is what it is. I mean, it's their third dragon. It's not really game ending, but we don't want them to get soul, which is why we're fighting for these dragons so hard. So knowing the Baron's coming up, we're actually all just kind of grouping in this top side of the map. Thresh is looking for a hook onto the Leona, but it's not going to happen, and the Kai'Sa's going to back off into the mid lane as well. This Rek'Sai is a very scary threat, so we kind of have to respect her very much. But I'm pretty strong right now. The Rek'Sai actually goes really hard, and they're going to Zhonya's. I'm going to find some isolation damage on her. Katarina's going to go crazy. She's going to Zhonya's, pick up the Rek'Sai. I'm going to W. And it's kind of just a nice counter by us. We actually managed to completely annihilate them in that scenario. And I do speed past the rest of the fight and end up picking up the Xayah quite comfortably. And so yeah, that was just a really nice nice fight in that regard. I think the Rek'Sai made a bit of a mistake going for that engage when she really needs to actually be doing damage on her team. But yeah, we actually pick up our second Baron, and I do hit 16 and evolve my leap, so that's really huge for me. And now I'm a much bigger of a threat, I'd say. I also hit my Cerulda's, and I'm about to go and buy that, so that'll be really big for me. And we're just gonna reset and try again to use the Baron in a meaningful way this time. So I actually managed to pick up my third serrated Dirk, and as I said, I did buy my Cerulda's, so now it's just a matter of kind of grouping with my team and making sure we can kind of push into the enemy base, hopefully. And I make a really good call here. I'm spam pinging to go onto this Jace here because he's all by himself, and we can easily just dive him for a kill. Nice and easy kill. Gonna jump. I'm actually gonna phase rush out of the tower, but this is really big for us. The Kai'Sa's going to jump in, pick up that Jace, and I'm actually going to pick up the Rek'Sai as well. So that's an enormous play, and I hit him with a nice good job. E4, W slow them, not really going to achieve anything, but that's okay. Anivia's going to Zhonya's, which is a bit huge. That's actually really huge, actually, yeah. And Katarina's just going to go straight in. She's going to Zhonya's as well. In the meantime, I'm going to take down the tower, and I just got to chill here, make sure I use my W, do all that good shit, and I end up picking up Leona, which is really nice. Looking to see if I can go onto the Xayah here, but for some reason I just jump on the spot. Don't really know why, but it is what it is. And now we're just going to try and end the game. Katarina's going to go in onto the Xayah. I'm going to pick up the Anivia, and that's going to be the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm back on my main. I'm probably going to try and climb on this account, and yeah, just phase rush, baby. Nice and reliable. Can't go wrong with it. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.